What's up, guys? I'm going to show you a game that I played earlier today against Chess Amigo 2023. As you can see, he's rated 1034. Now, you might be asking yourself, Nelson, why are you playing against a 1034? Well, let me tell you what happened. So I got an email from Jonathan who said he's just getting into chess and he wanted to play me in a game now and then play me in a game a year from now to see how much he had improved. And normally I don't accept challenges from random people now because I just don't have time, but I thought this was pretty interesting. And so I decided to take Jonathan up on this idea. So what I'm going to do is show you the game that we played. We actually played two games because the first one ended very quickly. And so we played two games. I'm going to show you those games, talk about some of the mistakes that he made, and then if he sticks with it and trains and practices for the next year, we'll do this again in a year and we'll see how much Jonathan has improved. And by the way, he does have a YouTube channel that he just created. I think there's like 2 or 3 videos there. And I'm going to put a link to that in the description. I know it would mean a lot to him if you check that out, if you want to. But let's go ahead and take a look at this game and see what we can learn. So I was playing as white. He played e5. I played bishop c4. This is the bishop's opening. It's a very tricky and trappy line. There's lots of tricks and traps to be aware of. He plays the move g6. And actually, I'm going to turn off the feedback for a second here. You can see the engine there saying it's a questionable move. Now, why is this a questionable move? Well, when you play openings like this, the bishop's opening is a very aggressive opening. You have to be very careful as black with how you spend your tempo, right? Like you need to get your pieces out very quickly. And so by playing g6, yes, maybe he was planning on developing the bishop over here, but it wastes a little bit of time, right? He could have gotten this bishop out in one move if he wanted to right here, or a different piece, right, out in one move, which would have been the better moves. But instead, he's going to take 2 moves probably to develop that bishop. And in the meantime, I start to just strike right away and create some threats, okay? And so keep that in mind in these aggressive openings. Time is very important. So he plays the move d6. And again, we kind of see another move that's not really developing a piece right away. And already there is a tactical idea that shows up because of the lack of development. And so before I say anything else, if you'd like to pause, what do you think I played in this position and why? All right, if you had a chance to look at that. So I captured the pawn, and the reason is that after he captured me back, which is what I was expecting, there's another tactic here, and it has to do with the fact that I have tension on the queen, and there is a deflection tactic available. I played the move bishop takes f7 check. And the point here is I'm trying to deflect the king from defending the queen. And so he actually, I think he resigned here, or after this move he resigned. So he took the bishop, and then I took the queen. And notice the king is no longer defending it, right? And even if he would have played king to e7, I could have followed that up with bishop g5, and it's the same, problem for black. You played knight to f6, but I'm going to just take it, and now the king is forced to take one of these bishops, and then I take the queen regardless. So a little trap there, but the main point, the main reason why this happened was because Jonathan wasn't developing his pieces fast enough against a very aggressive opening, okay? So the good moves in this position would have been knight f6 or knight to c6. All right, but because that game was so quick, I'm going to show you the next game that we played as well. All right, so here's the next one. I was black. I played knight to f6. He played bishop g5. And I played knight to e4. And he actually told me after the game this move was a big surprise for him. He said at the, right around the 1000 level, most players allow him to take the knight, get doubled pawns, and he's comfortable with that. But when I played the move knight to e4, it caught him off guard. And this is something that will come with experience, but as you get stronger and stronger, you want to try to really work on your exposure to different openings, right? And different surprise moves that your opponent can play, and at least have some idea of what the plan is in those particular situations, all right? So he played knight to f3, which is not a bad move, but it does give up the bishop pair right away, and you don't even get the doubled pawns, right? Like normally in the Trompowsky, at least you get the doubled pawns. In this case, I'm just able to get that bishop without any, compensation really. And now I played the move e5. I just wanted to develop quickly and create the attack on the knight with my queen. He played h4, which does defend the knight, and so he saw the threat. That was good. I chased it away. I played d5. And so one thing that you notice is happening here is I'm gaining a lot of tempos on this knight. So I was able to play this move almost for free, right? Because he had to spend a move to defend it. Then I played h6. Didn't really cost me any time because I'm attacking the knight. And then here again, d5. So I'm getting a lot of moves in for free. And now look at my pieces are ready to go. And white is still kind of trying to develop. So you have to be careful with this. I think a better move probably would have been knight to maybe to f3. So I can't get this d5 move in for free. Okay. So let's keep going. Knight here, d5. He goes back to c3, and I played e4. Engine doesn't like it, but I was just trying to kind of lock up the position here. I felt like it was a little awkward for the knights over here. He plays knight to d2, and I played the move e3. This is something that I like to do. It's a pawn sacrifice, but it makes it very difficult for white to develop, because normally you would want to push this pawn up to get your bishop out. But since you can't do that, it's kind of like, what is white going to do? If you can't get the bishop out, you can't castle. And so that's one point. The other point is it weakens this diagonal, which has already been weakened by the h4 move. And so there was this target on g3 that's very, very dangerous for white. Okay, and so I played bishop d6 right away. And this is checkmate, by the way, if he doesn't see that. Now, he did see that and played a good move. King to f2 actually was a great move. You can see that. There's not a lot of ways to defend that. And so, yeah, king to f2. I played c6. I'm just trying to defend my pawns there. Knight to f3, and I played bishop g4. Apparently, this was a blunder because of queen to e7 or f5. Okay, I don't quite understand what the engine is saying there, so we're going to move on. And here I have a bit of an embarrassing moment. So I have to say, I was waiting. We were going out to dinner. I was waiting to be seated at the table while I was playing this game. And so I was a bit distracted with people talking. Anyway, I wasn't paying attention, and I just played I played queen f6 and then knight to d7, and totally forgot about the bishop. So he had a great position here, and yeah, I'm just totally losing if he would have played this correctly. However, because of the weaknesses on the king, he has to be extremely careful. He needed to play knight to f2 to give the king some protection. Instead, he played knight to e5, and after the trade, now there's some serious threats here that white has to be careful for. However, still he can defend. Rook to h3, queen to d3, really just defending this pawn is what he needed to do. But after king to f2, I have queen to g3, and then this is just checkmate. So overall, I think he played that second game pretty well. He was seeing a lot of the threats, which is good. That's what you want to focus on at the 1000 level, not making those blunders. But there are some opening things there that you know, Jonathan's going to need to work on. So anyway, I thought this was an interesting challenge. We will check back with Jonathan in a year and see how he has improved. He actually just purchased my 1000 to 1500 course. And so I think that's going to help him. I'm hoping that next year he's going to be at least past 1500. That's my challenge to Jonathan anyway. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you want to check out his channel, the link's in the description. But I will see you guys next time. As always, stay sharp, play smart, and take care.